Hey everybody, Josh Denbo, consumer protection attorney. Listen, there are a whole lot more second mortgage foreclosures going on right now. And this is part one of the video. Part two is coming up. Part one, obviously it's coming up. That's because two comes after one. But part one of the video, which is this one, is why there are so many second mortgage foreclosures. Part two, what you can do about it. So the reason there are so many second mortgage foreclosures going on is because back in the day, 2003 to 2007, when money was cheap and there were no controls from the federal government as to who could sell to whom, under what standards or anything, we all know what happened. Loans were hard sold to everybody, even if they made no sense, without any regard to whether those loans were destined for failure. And there's some of them were real doozies that had poison pills that were guaranteed to cause the loan to fail after 4 years, so people would have to refinance. It was a dirty, dirty time. So one of the ways they got people into the loans is they did something called liar loans. And a liar loan is not really an epithet directed at the borrower, but the underwriting for the first mortgages required no more than 80% of loan to value. So if you're going to buy a house of $100,000, the underwriting for the first mortgage required your loan to be $80,000, no more than $80,000. So the first loan is protected against falling market prices. So in traditional lending, prior to that crazy time, and as now, you have to come up with the 20% on your own in cash. But the liar loan is you went and got a second mortgage for $20,000. And the first mortgage knew the second mortgage existed because they're both on the settlement statement. They're both on the HUD. So the first lender knew, but they took the loan anyway because there were no prohibitions against it. And they were ready to sell that loan, no matter how terrible it was, to the secondary market. And if you want to know more about that, go watch The Big Short. Great movie, terrible movie, wonderful movie. It's a fantastic movie. And it really does an excellent job of explaining from the finance side what the heck was going on. Anyway, that was a liar loan. So what happened? 2008, market prices did this. Bloop! The second mortgages became wholly unsecured. A $100,000 house probably was worth 70. So the second mortgage that was from 81,000 to 100 in value was unsecured. So even though there was a mortgaging the property and providing some kind of collateral, there was no collateral because the entirety of the value of the house was eaten up by the first mortgage. Does that make sense? I hope so. So until about 2 years ago, when market prices went crazy, those second mortgages were written off by investor after investor after investor. But some enterprising predator at a hedge fund decided to buy a whole bunch of second mortgages a few years ago, and the marketplaces rebounded. So what did they do? They started suing on the second mortgages, taking people's homes who have been paying on their first mortgage for 20 years and have completely forgotten about the second mortgage because the second mortgage company may have changed 13 times and they never sent the mortgage statement. So that's why there are a lot of second foreclosures going on, second mortgage foreclosures. What these second mortgage foreclosure owners are trying to do is capitalize on the increase in property values to basically steal all the equity from the homeowners have been paying for years on the first. It's an ugly business. It's really a tough, ugly business to knowingly go into a business to make money by surprising people that all of the equity in their house is at risk because you are very clever and have a ton of money to buy their debt. It's just not the type of people that I want to be around. It's the type of people I want to sue, which is why I do what I do. So second video coming up in a couple of days explains what you can do about it. All right, later.